guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kayla here. Thank you all so much for clicking on today's video. In this episode, y'all, we are going to be doing a lot of things like decorating this patio space that I'm sitting in right now, getting it refreshed and ready for springtime. We're also going to be de-weeding some of the garden beds that I have, and we're also going to be planning for the future garden space here on our 1 acre property. So I'm really excited, but we're going to start off the video by going ahead and refreshing this patio space, and then we'll get started with the garden planning. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, this patio space was screaming for a refresh and a little makeover. There are so many leaves that we had here from the fall and winter season that had fallen that we hadn't quite yet had a chance to blow and rake away. A few little decor items and pots all over the place that needed to be picked up. So let's go ahead and start getting this place a little bit more spick and span. Starting off by just moving everything out of the way, all of the pots, the hose, the chairs, anything that can be moved, I'm moving it. This is just going to make the whole process of getting all of these leaves blown away so much easier. Now that all of those leaves are gone, we can go ahead and just focus in on these little fine details. So I had a few weeds popping up here in the gravel, and I went ahead and just pulled out as many of those as I could. There's something about pulling out weeds that is so satisfying to me. So if you feel the same exact way, I have a lot of de-weeding coming up in today's video, so just stay tuned. Now that the patio is all clean, I'd like to thank Wayfair so much for sponsoring today's video. Wayfair helps you create spaces in your home that reflect who you are, what you need, and what you value with the deepest and widest selection of phenomenal home products. In my case, I'm adding a few new pieces from Wayfair to give this patio space a refresh. My goal is to make it both functional and beautiful. If you're like me and you've also been waiting for it to warm up so you can spend more time outside, Wayfair's big outdoor sale is the perfect time to buy the big things you've been looking for to upgrade your favorite outdoor space with up to 50% off and fast shipping. Y'all, check out this cute umbrella. I absolutely love the size. It's the perfect fit for our patio, and the color is so fun. I chose yellow because it's such a happy color, and I know that it'll bring me so much joy this season while fitting right in with my future summer and fall decorations. Next up, we're putting together this wooden planter box to go up here on the patio. You guys, I was so impressed with the quality of this product, and also it was very easy to set up, like super duper quick. So once we put it all together, I went ahead and moved it to its permanent spot here on the patio, and then I filled it up with dirt and some extra leaves that I had before going ahead and putting in an assortment of different flowers. Now that I've got a good amount of dirt in there, I'm going ahead and adding a few marigolds, these really cute blueberry plants, and I'm also doing some dahlias as well. I cannot wait to see all these things just bloom and flourish a whole lot more as the season goes on. I'm so excited, especially for the blueberries. I think those are going to be so fun to have up here and just pick off as we're sitting down at the patio table. And now we're working on our last big piece of outdoor furniture from Wayfair, which is this really cute potting bench. Y'all, I've always wanted one of these little potting stations, and I feel like having it up here on the patio is the perfect place. Once we put it in its permanent spot for now, I am going to go ahead and style it. I love that it has a little bucket to put soil and just room in general for anything and everything that I might need when it comes to gardening. And the last thing that we're gonna put together is this really cute folding garden bench. Y'all, it was so easy to put together and it is so cute. And beside it being extremely cute, it's also going to help save my back this season while I'm gardening and bending over and things like that, because it works as a stool and it also works as a knee pad. So here I am demonstrating it right now. You can also use it to get up off of the ground. I mean, y'all, it is so nice. The quality is great and it's an incredible deal. So y'all, like I said, everything I ordered was so incredibly easy to set up, but just so you know, Wayfair offers free white glove delivery on big items, which is really nice. And I'd also like to mention that everything came really fast and Wayfair offers easy returns. So y'all, be sure to shop Wayfair's big outdoor sale from March 18th to March 25th to get up to 50% off home items and fast shipping. You can either shop on wayfair.com or in the app, and I'll have everything that I showed you guys linked down below in the description box. Okay, now that the patio space is all cute, I feel like we can really dive into these garden plans that I have. So this has been something that I've wanted to do for such a long time, and I'm so happy that this is the season that I'm actually able to put those plans into action. So y'all, I went ahead and I ordered a lot of seeds. It took these seeds about maybe 3 weeks to get here to me, but they're here now, and so I want to show you guys everything that I ordered. As you guys can see, we have quite the assortment of seeds here. So it's so cute because they actually send you a free little guide on how to start your whole like seeding journey, which is awesome. But let's go through everything that I got. So first things first, I got watermelon. Y'all, these are gonna be so good, and they're not the big watermelons. They're supposed to be like the little tiny ones, so I think they'll be so sweet and delicious. I also got spinach. This is one of Marcus and I's favorite green leafy vegetables, so definitely had to get that. It was so cute too. They also sent me, for buying seeds, they sent me a little thank you package of lettuce, which is awesome because I didn't actually purchase lettuce. We only did spinach. And if you have been in my group chat on Instagram, or if you have just like watched my videos, my little reels on Instagram, you know that I've been making pickles, my homemade pickles. And so I got these little homemade pickle cucumber seeds so that I can plant my own cucumbers, and I'm so excited for these. I'm a fall girly, so you know I had to get pumpkin. I cannot wait to put these in the ground. It's going to be so much fun. I also got okra. I love me some okra. They're so delicious. I got carrots, broccoli, corn. I can't wait for these. I'm so excited. All right, I got some beans. I love me some green beans, and so does Marshy, so I know she's gonna tear these up. If you guys don't know, we've been making all of Marshy's like meals for her. Usually it consists of like sweet potato, green beans, carrots, and some sort of protein like turkey or chicken. So the fact that we're gonna be able to make these, like have these in the backyard, and I can come out here and pick her fresh food, it's going to be so amazing. Okay, I think that's it for vegetables. Let me just make sure, and then we'll get into the flowers. Okay, wait, no, I have a few more vegetables, you guys, and then the rest of my seeds are flowers. So we're going to be making some peppers. This is the green and the red variety. I think those are gonna be so delicious. I also bought some red potato. I cannot wait for these. And we have tomatoes. I mean, come on, what's a garden without tomatoes? Roma tomatoes are my absolute favorite, so I got these. I almost got heirloom tomatoes, but I don't usually eat those on the regular, so I just stuck with what I usually buy at the store. And then last like fruit that we got is strawberry right here. Okay, let's do herbs, and then we'll get into all of the flowers that I got. So I got chamomile because I thought these would be really beautiful, like the way that they flower. And then also I can make like my own chamomile tea and my own chamomile soaps and stuff like that. And then I got dill to go inside of the pickles. I always end up buying the dill to make my pickles from the store. So if I'm able to make like completely homemade pickles, I just know they're going to be so good. And then the last thing I got is rosemary. We mostly use rosemary as like a pest, something to just like ward off pests and things like that. We planted it for the first time last year and we feel like it did a really good job because of where we live, and there's so many like trees and things like that. There's so many critters roaming around all the time, so we kind of don't want them to be in the garden as much as possible. And we're going to figure out a way to keep a lot of the wildlife out of our seeds, because the first time I ever planted sunflowers, this was before the wedding, in the front yard, the birds came and they ate all my sunflower seeds. So of course we didn't have any like fresh and pretty sunflowers before the wedding. So I really want to, like, I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but we have to figure out a way to protect all of our assets, which are these seeds. So if you guys have suggestions as to like what we should do, leave them down below in the comments. Okay, and then the last thing are our flowers. So we got some zinnias, come and cut again. I think these would be really, really pretty out there. We also got marigolds, which I feel like might just be my favorite flower. Last few things that we got were these really fun flower mixes that I'm excited about. So this one is called Fairy Meadow, and it has a whole bunch of stuff in it. Baby blue eyes, California poppies, forget-me-nots, creepy daisies, all that type of stuff is in there. And this one is called Made in the Shade. Like I said, we have so many trees and stuff, so I think I'm gonna plant these over by the shed. And then finally we have a 3-season bloom, and I love things that continue to bloom throughout the seasons, not just spring, not just summer, not just fall. So I cannot wait to see these come up. Woo! So that is everything that I am planning to plant this spring season. I did not mention this, but I'm in zone 8B in case you guys are curious, and I've been tracking like the last days for frost. I feel like we're past that time now because the point where I'm filming this, we're in March, and according to the USDA hardiness zones, the last frost date was February 28th. So I think we are in the clear. I'm going to leave like all of my resources that I've used to like wrap my mind around this whole gardening thing down below, but I also on my phone just made a little gardening plan for this year. For example, I really want to do a soil test before we put things in the ground, and I also want to get a rain gauge, and also I even wrote my gardening wardrobe. Like, I want to make some little gardening overalls, and I need to buy some gardening shoes. So those are things that'll definitely come in part 2. But I do want to go ahead and show you guys, outside of making like a whole plan on my phone, I also went ahead and made some plans with pen and paper. So this right here is just a list of everything that I'm planting, all of our flowers and all of our vegetables and things like that. Again, if you're in my group chat Instagram, you've already seen this maybe like a month ago at this point, because that's how, like, I've been planning this all for months now. So I also want to share with you guys the 2 different ideas that I have for our gardening bed. So we're going to be making all of our raised garden beds from scratch, and I got some 2x6x8s to create our little gardening beds and things like that. So I'll show you guys now a little bit of what that whole process is going to look like, as well as where we are planning to put our gardening site on our land. So first thing first, Marcus and I just went out into our backyard and tried to figure out or plan the best site to put our garden. Some things we had to take into account are like the slope of our land, and also the amount of sunlight and shade that we get, because we have a lot of trees in our backyard. So we really was just trying to figure out the best place to put the garden, and also how tall we wanted our garden beds to be. At first I was thinking that 5 boards high might be really, really nice, but to save money, we're gonna do 4 boards high, I think, at this point, and then we're gonna do them about 3 feet wide, which you guys will see Marcus putting it all together right here. And I think it looks really, really great. We want to protect the boards in some way, so you might stain them and then maybe do like some treatment so they don't get moldy or mildewy with being outside, filled with dirt and getting wet all the time. So leave me your comments and suggestions down below as to what we can do to prevent all of that. We really want these beds to last as long as possible. And just like that, Marcus created a mock-up or sample of what all the beds pretty much are going to look like out here in our garden. So when we talk about the layout in just a second, you guys can picture this as we are going through that. But yeah, I think it looks super cute. Okay, so now that you guys have seen the whole vision we have for the garden beds and like how long and how wide and how big they're gonna be and actually where they're gonna be on the property, I want to show you guys my 2 different ideas that I have for the whole layout of our gardening bed. So let me fold this in half really quick to show you idea number 1. So here is idea number 1, you guys. I'll give you a quick look at it. Fragrance goes to my head, my darling. So in idea number 1, we have the raised beds running vertically in the yard, and then we have all of the crops like behind it, because we will be putting some things in the ground. For example, the zinnias are going to go directly in the ground, the potatoes are going in the ground, the corn is going in the ground. I thought I bought sunflower, but I don't see it. I have to get some, I guess. Some sunflower. And then the watermelon is also going right to the ground. And then in our raised beds will be everything else that I showed you guys. And also all of the flowers too. Like these are going in the ground. So again, this is the back of the house right here. And then we'd have the beds running vertically. And I know in here it's 3, but it's really going to be 6. In total, I think I want 6 of these raised beds so I can have more than enough room to plant all the things that I'm going to plant. So yeah, that is idea number 1. I feel like this looks like more of a traditional garden. And then for idea number 2, here we have it right here. Okay, so idea number 2 is completely different, and this one I really tried to think about the whole feng shui. So we have like 2, it's basically a U shape, and then we have all of our crops in the middle, and then one back here in the back for our corn and our sunflowers. We have our sunroom wall right here, and then you'd have 2 beds on the left side of the property, 2 beds on the right side of the property, and then 2 beds along the back side of the property, and then in the middle would be all of our little crops. So the zinnias would be in the middle right here, which would be so pretty. And then I have another flower mix set to be right here if I go with this, as well as pumpkin, and then potatoes right here, and another flower mix, and all of these little crops right here. And I even went so far, if I was to choose this plan, to like map out where everything is gonna go and make sure I have enough room for everything. But it'll be the same for this if we choose this idea too. Those are the 2 different ideas that we have. You guys gotta let me know down in the comments which idea you like the best for the layout of our garden. Again, I like both of them. I love how clean the traditional one looks, and then I love like how flowy and kind of like how there's so much movement with the second idea that we have. So yeah, those are like all of my gardening ideas. I think I'm just so excited, y'all. Again, I've never done this before. I'm a total novice, so leave me all your tips, tricks, suggestions down below in the comments. I would appreciate it so much. So we have some existing flower beds on our property that we just created last summer, and they are doing quite well. However, there's some leaves and weeds in them, and they also just need to be refreshed with pine straw. So I'm taking some time today to just go ahead and show some love to our existing flower beds that we already have. I don't want to neglect them, and I don't want to put it off any longer because as it gets hotter, more and more weeds will probably end up growing, and I want these plants to have the best chance possible to thrive throughout the season. It's also really exciting to me, y'all, that the rose bushes are already starting to bloom and my hydrangeas are coming back. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the azaleas, everything is coming back and looking so cute. So I gotta get it looking even better than before. I think for the style of this whole de-weeding portion, I'm gonna just do ASMR instead of having music playing or talking throughout the whole thing because I feel like that's super relaxing. So if you guys like this style of just having like the real life sounds in the background as I'm pulling out the weeds and leaf blowing and raking and all the things, let me know down in the comments. You guys, cleaning these garden beds was definitely an all-day task for me. I didn't think it would take me this long, but boy was I wrong. The weeds back here were just so relentless. I'm like, oh my goodness. I really had to get down low and use all my strength to pull these things out. I know that Marcus is going to be spraying for weeds back there along the fence line, and we might even need to put up another piece of like protective barrier right there, so you guys can see like there's a gap between the ground and the fence. So maybe that'll work. If you have suggestions, let me know down in the comment section. But as I was pulling out the weeds, it was just so satisfying to see the garden beds start to look so much better. Like, they really needed this. And as I mentioned before, I'm very happy that I didn't put it off any longer. It may appear as though I'm moving very confidently right now, and the truth is, y'all, I was quite scared to be pulling the weeds out along the fence line because I wasn't sure if I was going to see another snake, like how I did close to the flower bed that we have near the house. Marcus also told me that he saw a snake out here the other day, and I'm like, oh my goodness, but I'm just trying to be brave. I need to get some closed-toe shoes for gardening because what I have on right now is not good, and then maybe even like some socks that, you know, cover up the openings of my pants because I don't want anything to slither up there. So if you guys have any gardening shoes suggestions, maybe I'll get some clogs or something like that because, yeah. Also, Marcus said that he saw a fox in our yard over by the shed the other night. So it's just like a lot of wildlife around here. Best believe I'm looking over my shoulder, y'all, making sure that nothing comes out of the woods to get me. No, I'm joking. But anyways, now that like I'm making some good progress with the weeds and all of them will be out in just a minute, we're going to begin putting down fresh pine straw in these beds, and it's just going to make them look so much better. Alright y'all, so that brings us to the end of today's video. Please be sure to let me know what you think about literally everything, especially our whole gardening plan. This is going to be a series on my channel, and as we continue along in the process, I'll take you guys through each part, but it'll probably be a little while, maybe a month, before you guys see the next part where we have all the garden beds built in the layout that we've chosen. And then we have all our dirt ready and our fertilizer and our cow manure and everything we need. We have to clear the land a little bit where we're going to be putting these raised beds and our crops to make sure that no weeds, they have like a really good chance to live, and then we'll be planting all of our seeds and labeling everything. That'll probably be part 2, and then part 3 will be showing you guys how everything has grown and hopefully doing a really good harvest, and maybe even planting some fall vegetables. So yeah, I'm so excited, you guys. I really am. Again, let me know if there's anything you guys think I need and which idea that you guys like the best, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.
Eyelids and perfect lips got me rushing past